Hello everyone, Eureka Forsyth here. Long time no see. It's been about a month and a bit more. Apologies for the absence. Work has been a priority that I put on my list this past month, but now I have a little bit of free time, so I hope I can resume streaming and also hopefully getting out a video or two before summer ends. How is everyone today? I am doing pretty good. I hope my mic, the audio sounds good. I did an audio test for it about an hour ago, and I think it sounds fine, but please do let me know if it sounds wonky or weird or whatever. But yeah, I haven't done this in a while, so I feel a little bit rusty. I should have probably hydrated a little bit more before I did this, because I know my voice tends to give out a little bit before I'm finished with these kinds of streams. But oh well, I will try to get myself grounded and get used to this again. I have a glass of water and also a cup of peppermint green tea that has been... what is it? It's been done steeping a few minutes ago. So I'll probably have a sip of that a little bit later. But for now, I'm going to just drink some water. Excuse me. But yeah, without further ado, I will begin talking about the books that I have read in April and May. Sadly, there won't be a June wrap-up because unfortunately I did not finish anything in June. I started a couple of books in June, and hopefully I can get them done. I'll be done oh my gosh, sorry. I'll be done reading them by the end of July, hopefully. But we will see. Okay, let me bring up the first book that I read. I think I have I have my notes in front of me, so I can just start. Okay, the first book that I read in April is The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. And I read it through audiobook, so I'll be talking about that in a little bit as well. I found the relationships between all of the characters, even the ones from like minor characters as well, to feel all realistic and something you could see and witness in real life. Dialogue felt natural and didn't feel forced. Author has a good grasp of how real people talk, and it translates well into written word. Narrator also did an excellent job of portraying all the characters in the book as well. The audiobook narrator, Joanne Froggatt, I think is how you say her last name, really brought the characters to life with her narration. Her voice range really makes the characters even more compelling. Tallulah is also an interesting character to follow, and we get an intimate picture of her home life, personal life, and brief glimpses of her school life as well. You cannot help but root for her and relate to her as she goes through the struggles within the book, especially whenever her awful boyfriend gets mentioned in the book. I don't think it's really a spoiler to say that her boyfriend is awful. But yeah, I'm trying not to get into spoiler territory, but the plot goes from 10 to 100 very fast at some point, to where I was feeling what I could only describe as literary whiplash by the drastic tonal change. I still have thoughts about the ending, which I would separate into two parts, but again, that would be going into spoiler territory once again. I will just say it should be switched around, but I guess the author may have wanted to leave it in the intended order to evoke a certain specific feeling I will not elaborate on. If this somewhat short review of The Night She Disappeared has piqued your interest. Overall, I enjoyed it when I first initially read it, and I gave it 3.75 out of 5 stars. Oh my gosh, how could I forget the most important thing? Talking about, like, giving a little summary. I'm trying to remember because April was a bit back, so I'm gonna try to wing this. But The Night She Disappeared is a thriller, sort of mystery book, and it's about how, what is it? A young couple, Tallulah, I don't remember her boyfriend's name anymore, but Tallulah and her boyfriend, they go out drinking at a local pub, as this is set in modern day England, Britain, and things get like a little bit wishy-washy about how they never came back to Tallulah's mom's home, so people aren't sure where they went, the two of them, because they just basically, excluding the boyfriend, it'll be the night that they both disappeared. And we get like lots of details about Tallulah, of course, who is the main character, her mom, her boyfriend's family as well. I don't think we know much about her friends. The it girl, that is very important. Actually, what was her name? She's important, so I should probably find out what her name is. Give me a second while I go and look at my story graph really quick. Do they mention her in the... Okay, let's see. Dang it, they do not say her name. Okay, I'm gonna go on Goodreads really quick. Give me a few seconds. Do they mention her name? No, they don't. I'll go and look at the reviews really quick. Whoopsies. Yeah. See. Oh yeah, there's a mystery writer named Sophie that is kind of important in the story as well. Let's see. Oh my gosh, why is nobody talking about the other girl? What the heck? I'm scrolling really fast through reviews right now. Sheesh. Okay. Come on now. Not Sophie and Sean. No. What the heck? Why is nobody... Okay, so they talk about the dark place, which is the place she was at before she disappeared. Alright. So sorry, this is a little bit scuffed. She's not a spoilery character, I don't believe, so I'm not sure why nobody is talking about her in the reviews. Scarlet! Her name is Scarlet. Okay. Tallulah and Scarlet. They form a friendship of sorts. She's like the quote-unquote problematic but glamorous it girl at her college, Tallulah's college. And she's also an important character, I will say, within the plot of this story. And I guess that is basically it. I don't want to say too much because I would be going into spoilers. So I will leave it at that. very not very clear description of the story, but I'll try my best in describing a little summary for the other books that I've read. Okay, I will put that away, and I will bring up the other book, which is Memorial by Brian Washington. Let me open up my notes for that. Okay. Memorial. Oh my gosh, when did I finish this? May 6th. Okay, the only book I read was The Night She Disappeared, and then I think, yeah, all the rest of these are in May. These are all May reads. Memorial is like a slice of life book between, it's told in two perspectives between two men, and the story is centered on their pretty somewhat unstable, tumultuous relationship with each other, and things kind of come to a more complicated head when, who is it again? It was Mike. Yeah, Mike. Mike invites his, I don't remember if he invited her or she came over and just wanted to decide to visit her son. But either way, Mike's mom is, what is it? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm blanking a little bit. Mike's mom decides to travel from Japan to the US, and Mike decides to leave the country and go back to Japan so he can visit and spend time with his father, who is suffering from a terminal illness. I am not exactly sure what the illness is, but it is some sort of terminal illness. I think it was cancer, but I could be wrong. But yeah, we switch between both their POVs and learn very intimately about their everyday lives, their relationships with their families, and also their friends and people they meet with, and so on and so forth. But yeah, it is written in a raw and poignant yet simple writing style. Very easy to read. It was real. I read this pretty quickly, if I remember. I realized that I had access to an audiobook as well, and I will probably give this another reread through audiobook to see how that experience is like. But reading it with my eyes was a very enjoyable experience. Realistic characters, they also, just like The Night She Disappeared, they all felt like people you would meet in real life. Both perspectives from the two protagonists were incredibly compelling, and I love how the author is able to portray their relationship in a complex and nuanced way. I really appreciate the different sides that this relationship featured, and the author did not shy away from the more negative and even ugly aspects to Benson and Mike's relationship. It is a breath of fresh air to see LGBTQ plus people, in this case a relationship between two men, to be imperfect and even showcase struggles and reasonings between the both of them, and why they are even staying together as a couple. For those who have read the book, what solidified my final rating for this book was a specific part near the end of Mike's personal chapters. If an author can get me to feel emotional, especially to the point where I get to the I just said point again in my notes, so I'm going to try to use a different word. Get to like the apex of inconsolably crying, it will usually end up having a higher rating. Ending is left up to the reader to decide. What will Benson and Mike do in regards with their relationship once the story ends? Given what we know of both their backstories and the peek into their personal lives and thoughts, we as the readers will have to decide where they will go after the story is over. But yep, I'm looking forward to reading more of Brian Washington's books in the future. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Oh my gosh, how did I not remember? Oh my gosh, this was such an important aspect that I forgot to put in my notes, but I just suddenly remembered. Mike is, what is he? He is like a he's like a full-time or part-time cook, chef of some sort, and every time in his chapters, he always mentions cooking and food in some way, and it always makes me feel really hungry. Of course, one of my favorite aspects to reading books is learning about what characters like to eat and drink. I think that's something that I don't know, it's just something I very much enjoy when it comes to reading books. And also in Brian's chapter, not Brian, oh my gosh, that's the name of the author, Benson's chapters, when he is in present day as well, with Mike's mom, Mitsuko. Those are some nice parts too. There's some nice cooking and food sharing parts as well, which I very much enjoyed. But yeah, I suppose that is it for Memorial. I would highly recommend that. I mean, I gave it 5 stars. It's one of a bunch of 5 stars. I feel like I've been pretty generous when it comes to giving 5 stars this year for whatever reason. But I mean, I really enjoyed the book, so yeah. A 5 star is a 5 star. It's a win, baby. But yes, let me switch over to, oh my gosh, it's my 3rd book, right? Yeah, 3rd. And that is A Magical Girl Retires by Park So-young. I think I pronounced the author's last name right. I hope so. If not, please correct me. Illustrations by Kim Sanho. The illustrations play a pretty big part. I was very lucky that my library has a digital copy of the book, so I was able to look at the illustrations within, which are very, very beautiful. I very much enjoy this artist's work as well. But yeah, this book is about a 29-year-old woman who finds herself in credit card debt and contemplates jumping off a bridge before a magical girl named Aroa intercepts her and inducts the protag into becoming a magical girl herself. I don't remember if the protag was given a name. She might be an unnamed character. I don't remember. I feel like maybe her name was mentioned, but I don't remember anymore, so I'm sorry. I will just be referring to her as the protag, or unnamed narrator. I really enjoyed this novella as it takes on a realistic approach to how magical girls could exist in today's world. I also like how the organization that most of the magical girls are signed to in this book see it more as helping society by not through what you normally expect, for example, what magic girls would do to save the world by defeating villains and bad guys, but through helping the earth by raising awareness to big issues such as climate change and global warming. I also really want to highlight the artists who did the beautiful illustrations within the book. The artist who had created the art for the English translated version of A Magical Girl Retires is Kim Sanho. I think you can find their work if you just search up their name. I think the first result would be their Instagram handle, I think. I'm not sure if they have, I think they have an official blog of some sort, but it's in Korean. So if you can read Korean, you could probably enjoy their blog, but if not, you could look at their beautiful art on their Instagram. Oh yeah, I read holy cow, I forgot. I read the book through audiobook form. I forgot to mention the narrator's name, Shannon Teo. I'm not sure if I pronounced her last name right, so if I didn't, please correct me on that as well. And the translator for this book is Anton Her, who is also the author of one of my most anticipated books, which is, what is it? It was like something with eternity. I don't remember. Let me go and look at my story graph again. Oh, Toward Eternity. Yeah. I will try to read that sometime soon. I'm very much looking forward to it. But anyway, back to this book. I was surprised. Oh, wait. I already talked about that. You could even see what the protag and Aroa look like. I had imagined them completely differently in my head, but I still really like the artist's rendition of both of the characters' appearances. The only couple of complaints I have is that the book itself is too short. I wish it was a little longer so we can see the relationship build between the protag and Aroa at a more natural pace. But either way, that's kind of my only critique on the book. And I gave this book 5 stars. Okay, the next and the last book is also the longest review, I believe. So the last book that I read in May is Masquerade and the Nameless Women by Eiji Mikage. I did not proofread my notes, so I wrote this at the end. Oh well, I'll just say it in the beginning, which is fine. Let's see. I like how even in the new revised version that I wrote at the end, it's still kind of the same statement as before. But here is my summary for Masquerade and the Nameless Women. Masquerade and the Nameless Women is one of the oldest books I had put on my TBR, so it was really nice to read something I had saved so long ago, which I believe dates back to 2019. And that I counted on my fingers a little bit earlier is 6 years ago. So that was a while ago. I renewed my reading journey around 2019, and that is, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I said it already, but that was 6 years ago. Time is flying by so fast. Whoa, what did I just pop up? No. Go back. Okay. One of my personal reading goals is to switch between reading newer books at the front of my TBR and older ones I had saved from the back. I think I'm off to a good start since Masquerade and the Nameless Women is one of the first ones I've read so far this year. I think one of the main mysteries this is a mystery book, but what I meant to say was I think one of the main reasons I find this mystery book to stand out is that we already know who the identity of the killer is, so then it has the reader thinking about what sort of plot we will be following. We follow rookie officer Yuri Uguisu, I think. Yuri Uguisu, who is determined to crack the case of tracking down the infamous serial killer named Masquerade. The plot truly kicks off after Yuri and her partner discover the corpse of... Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Oh my god. Let me clear my throat for a few seconds. Oh my god, something just lodged into my throat. Okay, I feel much better. Okay, where was I? Here we go. The plot truly kicks off after Yuri and her partner discover the corpse of one of Yuri's former high school classmates, Reina Miyoko. Despite remembering Reina as being an ethereal beauty, Yuri surprisingly can't recollect beyond that descriptor of her old classmate, and not even recalling the finer details of Reina's face. I think one thing I have to critique is some of the annoying ways the author does when characterizing his female characters. There are a bunch of times where Yuri laments not feeling feminine enough as a woman. Then she contradicts herself by wanting to feel validated through approval of specifically male characters in the book. While it could be interpreted as her just being a contradictory character, I don't think this is what the author initially was trying to portray, and I feel like that interpretation I talked about a few seconds ago is giving too much credit to the author. If I'm being honest. There's also some weird old-fashioned views of how male and female relationships work, and the tired way of pitting two female characters against each other over a male character. Like, come on now. I wish there was a female character who was actually Yuri's friend, but maybe it wouldn't make sense with how this book is essentially a mystery one-shot. It would be nice, though, to have female companionship either way. Just a little thought that I just wanted to sprinkle in there. Despite my earlier gripes, I really enjoyed the story and the plot twist. I really enjoyed the story, and the plot twists were really, really good. There was drama, there was shock, there was just mind-boggling deliciousness. If you're okay with what I was criticizing above, I think this would still be an amazing mystery book to read. I think the only other thing I have to say is that I actually wish this was a mystery series. It would be difficult to write it, I'll admit, so I guess it makes sense that this book is only a one-shot. But then again, it is advertised as a cat and mouse kind of dynamic between Yuri and Masquerade, so it would have been very interesting and intriguing to see how that sort of relationship dynamic could be explored. There was I probably shouldn't say because that's spoilers again. I'm trying really hard not to say spoilers in my present and future book reviews, because if I said spoilers, then what would be the point of you wanting to potentially check out the book? Maybe I can think of something where I could just say full spoilers for the books I read, but I'll have to think a little bit how I want to format and organize and do that, etc. But we will see if time permits. And oh boy, my time is very limited when it comes to hobby stuff such as this. But anyway, let me continue. That is pretty much it, because then I just thought I was talking about I wrote this like a bit ago. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I am back. I just wrote the thing that I said, like, this is one of the oldest books that I put on my TBR. Yeah, this was one of the books that I put in for 2019, and I was really surprised that one of the libraries, I'm like signed up to 2 libraries. I'm thinking of possibly signing up for a few more, but I'm just feeling a little bit lazy, so I'm fine with the 2 that I'm currently signed up with. And the other one is located like in the city, so there's definitely a lot more variety than the one that I would consider my local library. Yeah, and because I don't believe this is a book that has been talked about much, so I was very pleasantly surprised that I could find it within that library's catalog, and so I decided to read it, basically. So yeah, it's what is it? Oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. So sorry. Yeah, it has no audiobook from what I know. I'm not really sure how readily available the physical copy is. I'm sure you could probably find it somewhere. Probably Amazon. Although I would recommend buying it from an indie bookstore or just a local bookstore, or borrowing it from your library, like me. I read it as an ebook, digital, aka digital copy. But yeah, anyway, for my final rating, I gave Masquerade and the Nameless Women 3.75 out of 5 stars. I still believe 3-star ratings. I'll probably go into this in a future video idea that I kind of want to execute. 3 stars, I think that is still a pretty good, even good rating for books. I think what I would consider a bad rating would be I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it, but more like a low 2 and a 1 star, of course. But yeah, because it was all of the things what I was talking about in my little critique / gripe section. It was very I don't like it when authors pit two female characters specifically against each other, and then even worse when they're fighting over a man. I'm just okay. I do not care for this concept, and of course the author is a man, so I'm not sure what I was expecting. But I was very also I forgot to mention this. I should have wrote this down in my notes, but it's okay. I just suddenly came up in my brain. Despite that, I still like the way that the author portrayed Yuri. I saw some reviews on people not liking the way Yuri was portrayed. I was a little bit annoyed as well, but I feel like it was still... It's definitely a lot better than some male authors, particularly male Japanese light novel authors. I think this book does not a bad job. It doesn't exactly pass the Bechdel test, but it's okay. It's what is it? Oh geez, I was looking at my audio levels and it's peaking into red, so I'm a little bit worried what it will sound like when I listen to this. Oh gosh, I'm a little bit nervous. But anywho, oh god, it's peaking quite a bit. Oh my god, to the end of red. Oh my gosh, maybe I need to move my mic a little bit further away from me. Hopefully I can solve this issue. I feel like this. Oh my goodness. Oh well. We'll see how it goes. I hope it doesn't sound bad. Oh gosh. But yeah, I put my final rating, which is 3.75 out of 5 stars. Not a bad rating. I very much enjoyed this book. It's been years since I think the author published this book originally. So yeah, I feel like he will probably not continue this. No, that's spoilers. Okay, I'll keep that to myself. Neighbor's dogs. Wait, I forgot to mention who the translator is. Okay, let me do that really quick. Storygraph. Okay, the translator. This book was translated by Daniel Morales. Yes. Actually, let me see when this book was originally published. Let me see. Oh, what the heck? It was originally published January 29, 2019? Or was that when the translation came out? Let me do a little bit of investigating. Okay, here's the... Is there... I'll just look up the author. Okay, it should probably be... Oh no, yeah. It was originally published in November 2017. Yeah, and the translated version came out in January 2000. That makes sense. That aligns with when I put it on my TBR those years ago. Alrighty, let me put that away. And I will go into talking about the media that I have been getting into outside of reading, which is this section I call Flash Capsule Rondo, where I share media I've consumed during the week. Music, podcasts, movies, and shows. Anything that is a non-book medium. If you are a fan of Final Fantasy 14, FF14, it has been out. Early access was late June. It came out the 28th of June, and it formally came out either July 2nd or, I think July 2nd. And it's been so fun. I'm a huge FF14 fan. I really want to plan a future stream. Oh, excuse me. What I was saying was I wanted to plan a future stream where I would talk more about Dawn Trail. So I wanted to try doing something that is like a just chatting style kind of stream. When I was what is that? Is that too fancy of a word to say for this channel? But when I was like conceptualizing all of this, this VTuber thing, I didn't think just chatting would be something that would be featured, if not at all, but because I think it would be, it would be considered a forefront main interest of mine. And I love, what else can I say? I love FF14, and I really want to talk about Dawn Trail, but I am a staunch believer and follower of the spoiler embargo. That is like the unofficial thing I wish more people would follow. If I had to be honest, it's kind of gotten a little bit worse. Even since Endwalker, that was like 2 years ago, there's a lot of people that just aren't tagging their spoilers and just posting stuff from like the what is it? What do you call them? I forgot the term. I know something about zones. The zones, the later zones, which sucks. I've been spoiled on the later zone, which is unfortunate. Thankfully, I have not been spoiled much. If not, it was probably only like 2 or 3 things that I got spoiled for, like story beats and stuff, and so I feel very grateful for that. Everything has been like a natural surprise when it comes to experiencing MSQ for Dawntrail, so I feel very, very happy and lucky for that. I'm gonna try to not check out my For You page, even though it keeps recommending me a lot of Dawntrail FF14 stuff. Tried really hard not to, but I'm just so excited. I just want to see it all, but I'm just like, no, you have to go through MSQ first. So be a little bit patient, Eureka. Come on. What can I say about it? It's been awesome. I am very much enjoying Dawntrail. I'm gonna try to just give like a base thoughts for it, because I want to save that for a future stream. And I'll definitely have to like compile so many notes, because there's probably just so many things I'll be wanting to talk about, yap about, yeah, etc, etc. So I am currently waiting on a good friend of mine. I do MSQ with him, so I just call him my MSQ buddy. But he's doing stuff this weekend, so we're going to catch up on MSQ next week. So, what is it? I think it was the 3rd. No. It was the 4th. I just unlocked the 4th dungeon. I was supposed to wait and do the 3rd dungeon with him, but I decided to go ahead a little bit more, and now I'm going to wait. So while I wait, I will be doing some older content, probably some Criterion dungeons. I still need to finish the Sildine Subterrane and the newest one, which is the Aloloa, I think, Criterion dungeon. I don't remember if Criterion dungeon is for like the Savage version of that game mode, or that's just what it's called. Oh my gosh. Let me look. Criterion dungeon. Okay, I was right. It is called Criterion Dungeon. Okay, cool. Okay, what was the one? Aloalo. Okay, Aloalo. The Aloalo Criterion Dungeon I still need to finish. I have completed Mount Rokon, so I'm very happy for that. That was very fun. I ran the dungeon so much, I basically memorized the fight, which is not something I usually do, but I was really, really intent on getting the delicious lore bits for that dungeon, because because of lore reasons for my Wool, aka my Warrior of Light character. But yeah, I'll probably talk about that a little bit more in another stream. I don't want to take up too much space with this section, because I want it to just be like a little bite of what I've been into recently. What else? PvP, of course. I'm trying to do more comp. I've been doing comp for the last 3 seasons, 3 or 2 seasons. I'm trying to get to the ranking where you can, they award you with that, I forgot what they're called, but it's like the crystal thing where you could like then you can get like the special effects for the weapons. The PvP weapons you can buy, because they have them in like plain form, and then if you do comp PvP, you can upgrade them to have this really sick like red and black, like shiny, sparkly, like flamey effect on your weapon. So I'm gonna try and get my scholar weapon updated, and then I'm not sure what I want next. Maybe Astro weapon, Reaper weapon. The gun for Machinist looks pretty sick, so I'll probably go over that. But since Scholar is my main, I want to get the weapon upgraded for that first. What else? Besides MSQ, I guess I'm trying to think what else. I guess that's it for now when it comes to, even though Criterion Dungeon is not that old. Oh well, I still need to finish the Omega raids, the normal raid series for from the Store Blood expansion. So maybe I'll do that, perhaps, we'll see. I want to do some more reading, so I'll probably not play too much FF14 for today. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in a previous stream or something. I probably did, but I'll just say it again. FF14 is like a comfort game to me, so I am not very much interested in streaming it. But I do want to probably make some videos or possibly some other concepts or ideas for like streams and stuff, interesting stuff for that. So you will still somewhat see FF14 related stuff on here, but it won't be through me like commentating on MSQ. Although I know that definitely gets people are always looking to find new streamers or whatnot to see their reactions, but I kind of just want to like keep my reactions to myself and just talk about that with my close friends. So that's what I will be doing for that. But I will definitely talk about my thoughts for this new expansion. I'm really, really excited to give my thoughts on what I think. I probably should stop, as I was saying earlier, oh my gosh, sorry, hanging out too much on my For You page, because I don't want to be negative, but like some of the things that people have been saying about certain characters or just for the X-Pack in general, it's just a little bit tiring to read, so I should probably follow my own advice and just stop looking at that stuff before I finish and like have my thoughts and my opinions be clouded by other people's judgments of the expansion. But for my base thoughts, as I was saying earlier, oh my gosh, I got a little bit long-winded there with some of my talking. I'm really enjoying Dawn Trail. I love the new pace that this expansion is taking form in. It's really cool. I like the slower pace, focusing more on very, very explicitly like unraveling like lore within MSQ. Not that they don't do that in like previous expansions, but this one is like very blatant in how lore is presented, which I like. I love lore, I love story. That's the main thing that gets me to play games. If there's no story or lore within a game, I just won't be interested in wanting to play it. So that's the main thing that I love about FF14, because the biggest appeal of it is the story. And I am very much enjoying it so far. I love it. I love Woklamat, the protag we are following this expansion. I won't talk too much about the other characters because she's like she is the poster child for this expansion, definitely. Which is very weird. If I have to get on my soapbox for just a few seconds, there's like like promotional murals that are being done in like different places, but from what I'm seeing, none of the murals feature Pokemon, and she's literally, if I had to say, the most important character in this expansion. So it's so weird that they have Graha Tia as one of the faces on the mural, but is it a spoiler to say this? I don't know. If it is, you can click off. But if not, you can stay here and hear my little tiny rant. But he is very much a minor character in this expansion, at least for 7.0. Maybe he'll be more important in future patches, but the future patches are not out yet, so I am just basing this off of what I've seen so far and in the where I'm at in MSQ. So that's very strange. They have Meteor, like the stand-in for your wall, of course, so he's important, and then they have Aaronville, who is a pretty major player within the cast as well, so that makes sense for those two to be on the murals. But yeah, I really think they should have had Orclamont as one of the murals. So I think it's so strange. but yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say for that. What else? Yeah, I love her. She is such a ray of sunshine. I love her character. It's just really nice to be able to follow a character with such a bright, cheerful, optimistic, and bubbly personality, such as her. Oh my god. Her voice actress did an excellent, wonderful job. I love it. Every time she speaks, I just get so unbelievably happy and excited. So yeah, I think that just is a very, at least a testament, in my opinion, to just the hard work and the execution that she's done for Oklamat's voice lines. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but she has a Twitter, so I'm sure if you look on FF14 based Twitter, you can find her somehow. I'm so sorry. I will say her name once I get into my deep dive thoughts on Dawntrail once I finish MSQ, whenever that may be. I'm hoping to finish it before summer ends, but as always, we will see. But yeah, it's awesome. I'm enjoying it. Oh my gosh, I keep repeating myself. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to get too detailed in my opinions / thoughts. So I guess I will just stop here, because that's mostly the main thing that I've been playing and getting into as of late. But yeah, thank you so much for those who decided to stay and watch this. I am hoping to do a stream perhaps tomorrow if I have enough energy, and I feel like I'm being a little bit cheeky, but maybe I might do another stream later today, because I still kind of want to talk about Dawntrail. I'll probably do a pretty short stream. I don't want to say what I want to do, because I kind of want it to be a surprise, but it is sort of like a just chatting sort of style stream, so there's that. But we will see. If you want to be updated on stuff that I'm working on or doing, Twitter is the best place to be. I guess the second best place is my community posts. But yeah, I think I will end stream here for now. This is a good time because I wanted this to just be a short hour, so I'm glad I was able to accomplish that. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on the books that I've read in April and May. Let's see, what have I been reading? What are the books that I picked up? There were a couple. I'm hoping to finish these in July. So I started The Half-Life of Valerie Kay by Natasha Pulley on June 1st. Very much enjoying that. That's a very good book. I'm almost done. Like 1/3 left. And then the other book is The Scum Villain Self-Saving System. Otherwise in Pinyin is read as 人杂翻牌自救系统. I think the pronunciation is correct, but the my tonal pronunciation might be wrong. Written by Mo Xiang Tongxiu, or otherwise shortened her pen name MXTX. Yeah, MXTX. Holy cow. So I'm trying, I hope my copy will be due in 4 days, so I'm really going to try my best to finish it before 4 days is over, because I'll probably have to wait 5 or 6 weeks, because there are five or four people waiting in line to read the first volume. So I better get to it real soon. I really liking that a lot as well. Very funny. I was not expecting this Danmei book to be as funny as it is, but yeah, I really like it. It's actually really funny. So I'm hoping to read more Danmei in the near future very soon. I have her other book, which is the title is translated as, oh my gosh, The Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I have the first volume, and then I have another one that I bought a physical copy of by a different author, Priest. Yeah, the author's pen name is Priest, and I think it's just translated as Stars of Chaos. I have the first volume for that, so I'm hoping to get into that really soon as well. I really wish Baihe was more popular, which is like, basically Baihe is like the Chinese version of like Yuri/GL. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot more. Thankfully, I've been seeing a lot more official translated works of Baihe. So I don't remember. There was like a English or Spanish translation for. It was like literally translated as something of like The Princess and Her Bodyguard or something like that. So I want to try reading that sometime. So I need to probably pre-order that. I don't know when it came out. I think it might have already come out, but I might be wrong. I want to read that as well. I hope Baihe can have as much as a good reception as Danmei, but unfortunately, that's not really the case. There's like a lot of I don't want to get into. It's like a big soapboxy sort of conversation. Like there's a reason why. In short, there's a reason why BL/yaoi is much more popular than GL/Yuri, and yeah, that's a whole big conversation. I just do not have the time to get into, but it could be something that I could talk about if I do more research. Because I don't want to just come in here with my opinions and just say my opinions with nothing to back me up on, because I just feel like I'll look really silly and ranty, and I want to keep my channel to being a mostly, if I can, mostly a positive space for myself and for viewers. So yeah, we can get into the juiciness and meat of that some other time in the future. What else? Yeah, because like I feel like even for like unofficial translated words, it's much more harder to find unofficial translations for Yuri/GL, which sucks so much, because most of the stuff that I've read is through official translation, which is good. Please support official translations, because that will show the publishers and the translators that there is a demand for Yuri/GL. So I'm just gonna call it GL because yeah, just for brevity and stuff. But yeah, it's you're like giving them direct feedback that, oh, this is something that I want to see more of. So yeah, how many have I read? I haven't read any recently, sadly, but I have a lot of sapphic books that I should be getting into very soon. Some that I've already owned, and some that I just had my eye on recently. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 GL books on my Kindle app that I've read in the past. I can't say recently. It's sometime in the past. It's been a while. I need to read more. I definitely need to read more. I think I'm going into my manga ara. What the heck? What the heck? Manga arc. I think I was thinking about my wool, because she's an aura. She's the dragon / lizard race in FF14. Whatever you think, I guess. I mean, the team has said like, no, they aren't dragons, but like they're basically dragons. They were introduced in the Heavens Word. They were introduced in the Heavens Word expansion, which is all about dragons. So it's so funny that they keep on insisting like, no, they're reptilian / lizard humanoids. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I think I'm getting into my manga reading era, so I a little bit nervous but a little bit excited to get into that, because I found 2 mangas that I really, really enjoyed. The whole series is on one of my library's catalogs, and that like made me really excited but also really nervous, because I feel like there's such a how to say it in a polite way. There is an interest. I can't even say interesting. I feel like that's giving those so-called quote-unquote fans a little bit too much credit. There's a certain vocal minority of people who get very what's the word? Like, they get a little bit too into their opinions, I guess I will say, when it comes to like reviewing like manga or anime adjacent things. So my channel is mostly reading like novels. I don't want to say that, of course, manga and comics are a form of book you can read, but yeah, I am not trying to say like they aren't, but there's a certain audience that kind of also brings about, I suppose, just to say it in a vaguish sort of way. And I am not really, that is not exactly, I mean, of course you can't exactly, like, cultivate or, like, curate an audience. I mean, I guess you could if you're very good at that. But it's literally just whoever is interested in your stuff, basically. I'm just saying it in very plain spoken words. So I am not sure if I am a little bit afraid, I suppose, if I have to be honest, of those individuals were to come and comment and interact with my stuff. So I'm sure most of the people who do manga and anime reviews are mostly very nice and pleasant people, but of course when you're loud and the algorithm supports and loves to promote negative adjacent stuff more, it makes people want to be more loud about their negative opinions. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry if I sound very long-winded for that. But yeah, I want to, it's probably more of a small thing. I want to get into that. But there are some things that manga series that I'm very much into. I have not really been watching anime for years, so unless it's something that I really, really love, that is probably not something that will be shown here either. But since manga is a kind of book that you can read, there may be some things, because there have been some series that I've had my eye on for quite a bit. So whenever I do get into reading those series, we will see. We will see how it goes. But yeah, I think I have rambled enough. I think I've been talking for 18 minutes. Before it was like 1 hour and 5 minutes, and it was just like, let me get on my little box again and talk about my potential or not potential. I don't know why I'm finding it so funny. It's not funny, I don't think, but I'm still laughing at it. My potential or not potential plans of reading and reviewing manga on this channel. But yeah, we this is like I'm like a broken record. We will see. But yeah, thank you so much for those who decided to drop by. Let me know what you think, if you read these books, or if you're interested in checking them out or not checking them out and whatnot. Please let me know. I hope I can do some more streams in the near future. Editing is coming at a very slow snail's pace, so I am hoping to get something out by the end of July, and if not, I'm just going to extend it and say hopefully get something or some more stuff, videos, aka videos, by the end of August. That's kind of like my tentative deadline for myself, but I'm very busy. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I did not catch the mute button in time for that. Excuse me. But, oh my goodness, I just lost my train of thought again. Jeez, videos, right. Videos, streams, yes, because my day job makes me really tired, if I have to be honest. I need to prioritize that more, and also taking better care of myself health-wise. So yeah, it has been pretty busy for June, but hopefully July. Are we in the middle of July? Yeah, we're basically in the middle of July. Hopefully July, the middle of July and to the end of July is a little bit more kind to me, but we will see. But yeah, thank you again for dropping by. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you may be in this big world. If you're interested in checking me out, please check out my socials, which are linked below in the description if you are interested. And also all the credits for music assets and whatnot, etc., are also listed below if you are interested in checking the artists out and musical artists as well. But yes, thank you. Eureka Forsyth. Wait, oopsies, I haven't done this in a while, so I am out of practice. IDU Unit, Eureka Forsyth, signing off. Bye bye.